Welcome back, friends. I'm the Smoking Chef. Thank you for joining me. Today, I've got a fantastic recipe for you. It's Cioppino, an incredibly delicious, spicy tomato. It's for seafood. You know, someone said, if you don't like seafood, that's because you probably never had it as a child. So with this meal, I'm giving you another chance to live your childhood. Enjoy it. Happy cooking. It's super easy, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Come and join me today. And I already did the prep work. But listen, if the kids are hungry, don't make this dish. If you invited some friends to come over and you have a nice dinner, you can prep some of this stuff ahead of time, cook while they're here, while they're drinking your wine. So let's get on with the mise en place. Let me show you. So here, nothing would be better than dungeness crab, shrimp, big tiger shrimp, that's already deveined, bay scallops, black mussels that I have already cleaned, and I've shown you in another video how to do that, 2 anchovies, garlic, tomato paste, fennel, oregano, and a bay leaf, onion, tomato, diced, some peppers, sweet peppers, Worcestershire sauce, and of course white wine. The first thing I would do is put the heat on high. And in this pot, I have 3 cups of water. And now the shells that I had from the shrimp, I'm putting them in here because the recipe calls for about 2.5 cups of water. And I want to infuse the water with a beautiful taste of the shrimp shells. We'll put a big pot onto high. And when it's hot, I will put in 2 tablespoons of butter and also 2.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And that should be enough. And now we put the onions in. Onions always go in first. And then the fennel. I don't want to caramelize them. I just want them to become translucent. And that'll take about 7 minutes on medium temperature, and a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. Okay. Now, the best way to describe fennel, it's celery with anise flavor. Now, you can add to this sambuca if you like. You can add to this pernod. You can add to it if you want ouzo to give it that beautiful anise flavor if you can't find fennel. I found fennel, so I'm using fennel instead. Okay, and as you see the shells, they've released all their goodness in the water, and I'm going to use that in a minute. Turn everything off right now. Perfect. Here, I think the 7 minutes are up, and that's the way we want it. You see that? We don't want it caramelized. We just want it translucent. And the smell of the fennel is absolutely fantastic. Okay, now we will put in the bay leaf and the oregano. Now we'll put the chili flakes in. Oh yeah, here we go. Move them around just a little bit. Beautiful. Okay. Now we put the 2 anchovies. When the anchovies dissolve completely, it will add an additional layer of complexity and flavor to this meal. Absolutely delicious. By the way, I've made this recipe many times, and both my wife and I love it. But we try to make it different every time. You know, we got to make it interesting when we're cooking. Okay. Now we will put in the garlic. I would say it's probably about 5 cloves of garlic. Beautiful. And I want the fragrance to go all around before I put my wine in. Now I put 2 cups of wine. By the way, you can use any white wine that you drink, whether it's Sauvignon Blanc or whether it's Pinot Grigio, if it's Chardonnay, whatever white wine you like will do just fine in this delicious recipe. And now we'll add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, about 1 tablespoon. That should do it. Of the diced tomatoes. And because I love my tomato taste, I always add the tomato paste, about 1.5 tablespoons. We'll add the peppers, red and yellow peppers, and we will add the white of the scallions. We will use the green later on for decoration at the end. Make sure they're all nice and snuggled up in here. And now we will add my homemade shrimp broth. Smells so good. Okay, now I'm making sure everything's nice and hot in here. The heat is on medium high, so we cover the pot and simmer for 20 minutes. This will soften up the peppers and let the herbs and the spices release all the flavor. Because I will be using the immersion blender because we don't like it as chunky. It'll make this soup nice and thick. Oh, it's looking better already. Maybe you can just move right in there and show everyone. Yeah, that's the way my wife and I like it. Exactly the way you see it. And the pepper. Okay, let's turn it around again just to see what's happening. Looking good. Okay. Oh, hand me another spoon, huh? Now we gotta taste it to see what we're doing here with the sauce. Oh, definitely needs salt for sure. Mind you, we haven't salted it at all. There we go. Now let's try it. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so the way that we put the seafood in is extremely important. First, you put the dungeness crabs. And the shrimp. And make sure they're covered. We're going to leave them in there a couple of minutes ahead of the mussels. Always make sure that the mussels are closed exactly the way you see them right here. If they're open, knock them together, and if they close, they're fine. But if they don't close, throw them out. There we go. Oh yeah, they seem to be doing a good job in there. By the way, if you want it spicier than this, feel free to add some hot sauce or whatever you like. Now I'm going to put in my mussels and the bay scallops. As you see, they go last because they're the sweetest, they're the softest, they're the most tender, and it only take a couple minutes. Here we go. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? You know, I normally put clams in here, but I couldn't find them. I went to two different grocery stores and I couldn't find them. So today I just changed that up a little bit. Like I told you, we change it every time. All right, we put the lid on and now we wait for 5 minutes. All right, now let's plate it. All right, over here. Some scallops. And I've made some chiffonade of basil. And the green part of the scallions. And the top part of the fennel that most people throw away. This is for garnish. And there we are. Cioppino. And my sous chef was kind enough to prepare the crostini bread. Let's start with that. Dipping it in that beautiful sauce. Try the mussel. And it's got the bay scallops inside, as you can see. Oh wow. is a fantastic recipe, as I said at the beginning. Cioppino, seafood stew, whatever you want to call it, is absolutely marvelous and you will love it. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. See you next time.